If you're a coach, creator, expert, consultant, and you're feeling confused, you're feeling overwhelmed about what to sell, about how to talk about it, about how to actually grow your business, let me just start by saying this: you're not alone. There's a lot of noise out there. Everybody's telling you to do this and do that, launch a low ticket product, run a free workshop, do a webinar, launch a VSL. And the problem with all this noise is that nobody really shows you how to unify everything into a model that feels simple, clear, scalable. And my goal with this video is to share with you that model, a model that doesn't just work for your clients, but a model that works for you. And to show you how it all works, I'll actually show you how anyone with a skill or expertise can leverage this model to build a 40K a month business by showing you a real life example of what that looks like. So let's get into it. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is a dynamic offer framework. And this is the model that we're going to utilize to package and sell your expertise. You'll see how this is going to unify everything that we spoke about earlier. So the dynamic offer framework is one offer that makes one promise. And that promise is to guide people toward one place through one process with different levels of support and access. So a helpful way that you could think about this is a gym. A gym is one offer, right? That makes one promise. Come here, get fit, get healthy. That's the place that we're guiding people to with a gym. The process is you come in, you show up, you work out, right? And the different levels of support and access that a gym offers is the resources, for example, machinery. You can just go in, you could use the machines, and then you could leave. But they also have group classes. You could come into the gym, you could join a group class that's led by an instructor, and you could achieve your goals that way. Or they also have personal trainers, right? This is the one-on-one. You go in, the personal trainer develops a plan for you, guides you through it, holds you accountable. So it's a very simple model for really unifying the value proposition of your business and how you're going to deliver that value proposition. So let's actually build a business utilizing this model. And we're going to build a business for a profitable podcast expert. This is somebody who started a podcast, grew it, landed brand deals. They have the receipts. They can walk other people through that same process. So the first thing is getting clear on what skills that this person have that we can actually package and monetize. So if we think of a podcast expert, they know how to launch podcasts, they know how to grow an audience, they know how to systematize the production of the podcast, they know how to land and close brand deals, and they know how to scale the podcast. Cool. So we take those skills, and the first thing that we need to get clear is on the place. And this is the place where you want to start and get clear on. If we look at the dynamic offer, the first thing that we get clear on is the place. So for a podcast expert, the place that we're going to guide people through with this business is a profitable brand-funded podcast with an engaged audience. Simple. Now, the next thing is getting clear on the promise that we're going to make to the marketplace. And for the promise, we're going to keep things simple. I'll help you build, launch, grow, and monetize your podcast. That is the promise, right? So we're guiding people toward a profitable brand-funded podcast. The promise that we make is that we'll help them do that. Now, the one offer that we're going to have is the podcast profit system. So that's going to be our offer, the podcast profit system, okay? And the process that we're going to utilize, which is essentially our unique methodology, is going to be simple. The first thing is we're going to build, right? That's step number one. Here, we're going to position your podcast and systematize production. Step two is we're going to grow the podcast. We're going to scale your downloads and your audience reach. Step three, we're going to actually monetize this by packaging a brand deal offer and closing sponsors. And the fourth step is to scale the podcast. Here, we're going to simply upload the work onto other people so we can free up our time and focus on growth. Cool. So now we have a very clear dynamic offer. We know where we're guiding people. We know what the offer is. We know what the promise is. And we have the process mapped out. The next thing that we need to do is get clear on how we're going to support people through this process. So for this, you don't have to have all 5. We're just going to pick 3. We're going to pick resources, group, and a done with you offer. Okay. So this is where we take essentially all of these different skills and package them into a marketable and sellable product. And this is what this looks like, right? So we have at the lowest rank, we have the course, we have the group coaching, and then we have the done with you service. Now for the course, this is where we're going to start. It's going to be simple. We're going to create an offer called Launch Your Podcast in 7 days. The value proposition here is going to be to teach people how to go from idea to live podcast fast. And we're going to sell that for $97. The next tier is we're going to do group coaching. So for that, we're going to create a simple offer called the Podcasters Growth Lab, right? The value proposition of this is essentially teach people how to grow an audience, how to improve their production, and how to land sponsors, okay? We're going to charge a one-time fee of $5,000 for this. And we're going to package this into, let's say, a 6-month container, okay? Then the level 3 is going to be, we're going to become your podcast production manager. So again, this expert that we have here, he's launched a podcast. He knows how to do it. Maybe he even built a team, and now he can help other people streamline their production. So the fourth offer is, or not the fourth, the third offer is that done with you service, where we're going to become the podcast production partner, and we're going to handle the entire production for the podcast, the entire publishing workflow. We're going to do this for 4 episodes per month, 1 a week, plus promotional assets. And we're going to sell that to people for $2,500 a month. Now, what I want you to think about, and the most important thing that makes this work, is this thing called tension. So let's talk about tension for a second. So tension is the feeling of an unresolved desire. And it's what makes people go from the course to the group coaching to the done with you service. So let's use hunger as an example of this idea of tension. When you're hungry, you have this desire to eat, right? The way that you resolve that desire or that tension is by going and eating something. The most important thing is that there's tension between these offers. There needs to be tension here and there needs to be tension here. And here's how we create that tension. So if we look at our 3 offers, this is a tension map. The first offer is the course, right? The tension that's there is, hey, I don't know where to start. So we create the course, they go through the course, and now they have a podcast, but there's a new tension that's created. Hey, I launched my podcast, but no one is listening. And ideally, level 1 brings people to level 2. Now, the pain that we solve, the tension that we resolve is, hey, I can't grow or monetize my podcast. So we do that. We, in the mastermind, we help them grow the podcast. We help them land brand deals. And now there's a new tension that's created. Okay, all of this is working and I'm making money, but I'm tired of editing, or I'm feeling burnt out, or I'm feeling overworked, right? So with the done with you service, where we actually become the podcast production partner and we edit the videos for them or the podcast, we solve this feeling of I'm feeling overworked, and we get to a place where they just get to create and run their business. So let's talk about how we actually turn this into a business and what the math actually looks like for a business that does 40K per month. So we have 3 offers: a course, a group coaching program, and a done with you service. So I'm going to take it from the bottom up. So we're charging $2,500 a month to be the podcast production partner. We really only need 4 clients on a recurring basis, because it's a monthly service, to make 10K a month. So that's our first 10K from this business. Then for the group coaching that we sell at $5,000, we only need 6 clients to make an extra 30K. That's just 6 clients every month. That actually brings us to this 40K number, which is pretty cool. And the reason why I actually didn't add any monthly revenue to the course is because this is not really our moneymaker. This is our funnel feeder. So I'm assuming that we might run ads, some sort of promotion to bring in those course sales. Again, the goal is for us to bring course sales. That's an easy yes, to get people in the mastermind, to get a certain percentage of them into our done with you service. So with 6 new clients per month, 50 sales of this course, low ticket product resource, and 4 recurring clients at tier 3, only 4, because we also don't want to be delivering services, or at least I don't. I don't love the service model. That brings us to a beautiful business of 40K per month. Let's talk a little bit about how it all works together, because it's very simple. The $97 course brings in new creators and builds trust with them. It shows them that, hey, we know what we're talking about, okay? Then the 5K mastermind helps a certain percentage of those people grow their audience and actually make their podcasts profitable by landing brand deals. And then for the people that want to offload the work of producing, promoting the podcast, they can hire us and our team to actually be the backend provider that helps them scale and offload that part of the process. So I did this all for a podcast production expert, but this same model will work for you regardless of what scale you have. And I actually created a really cool resource for you. It's a 1-hour training that you can get by clicking the link in the description of this video that will walk you through how to set up your dynamic offer, how to get clear on your promise, your place, your process, the different tiers, how to actually build the brand that will allow you to sell it. And again, you can get that resource below in the description of this video. So my goal with this video was to just simply simplify things for you. There's a lot of noise. It doesn't need to be complicated. It can be simple. It can be easy. And I promise you, it doesn't need to be more complicated than this. Okay, that's the video.